What up, what up, what up? So, I've been meaning to do this for shit a while now, but I keep forgetting. And then every time I hear the song, I want to do it again, and then I forget. But today, your boy remembered. Listen to this shit, alright? This is a dead giveaway. And people are probably gonna be like, oh my god, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But listen to this shit, alright? This song is, I forgot what his name is, but Panic at the Disco, Hey Look Ma, I Made It, alright? This whole song is about the industry, what you have to do in the industry, just pretty much what goes on in the industry and how you become famous and whatever, whatever, whatever. But listen to this shit, alright? It says, all my life been hustling and tonight is my appraisal. What I get from that is, he's either about to do a ritual or some type of ritual or something that he's gonna do to earn his wealth, earn his keep in the industry, and which to me, every person that's famous or wealthy or whatever the case is has to go through this because without pain, you get no pleasure in Hollywood. All right. He says, "Cause I'm a hooker selling songs and my pimps are a record label." All right. So what the fuck does that tell you? That he's pretty much of that saying he's a hooker, and that he's selling his songs just like hookers sell sex, and his pimps are the record label. So long story short, pimps and hoes. When you're a hoe and you're tricking out there, whatever you want to call it, and you have to report back to your pimp, you're essentially a fucking slave. And you are required to, whatever money you make, you're required to give them half or whatever, however much money you agree to, and they are allowing you to live essentially. Now with the metaphor for in Hollywood explained is, Panic at the Disco started out like any other band, grew, and boom, they got attention to the record labels. The record labels wanted to sign him. So of course, like any other person out there who doesn't know what's going on in Hollywood, agrees, signs the papers, and then finds out that, oh my god, I fucked up, pretty much. And so he calls himself a hooker selling songs because he's a slave to the industry, and that's how he makes his money. He's selling his songs, and he has to report back to his record label because those are the ones that have control over everything he does. All right. This world is full of demons, stocks and bonds, and Bible traders. And he pretty much just sums up what this world is made of, and what's going on, and pretty much the general idea of what this world is filled with. The world is full of demons. Damn truth. And it looks like it's all sugar and fucking candy canes and happiness and smiles until you get a taste of what's really going on, whether you have to experience it or whether you read about it. But stocks and bonds and Bible traders. It's literally what runs this country is money and religion, straight up. All right. He says, so I do the deed, get up and leave, a climber and a sadist. So he does the deed, which means he either had to sacrifice somebody, he either took it up his ass, did a bunch of black magic, satanic rituals, whatever the case is that he had to do to get wherever he wanted to be. There's levels to it as far as how far you want to be, just like, if you want to be in the $20 million range, and this is just stuff that I've read. I don't know this for a fact. So, I can't say that this is 100% truth, even though I believe it's 100% truth. I I've never experienced it myself, so I can't say that it's 100%, full fact. But so he does the deeds. So pretty much he does the rituals. He does the sacrifices. Whatever kind of satanic rituals he has to do to continue his fame and wealth. There we go. Y'all can see me a little bit better. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can. But he says, are you ready for the sequel? Ain't you ready for the latest? In the Garden of Evil, I'm going to be the greatest. So he's kind of referring to, he says instead of the Garden of Eden, he's saying the Garden of Evil, which means this world, which means Hollywood, which means the upper echelons of wealth and fame, and he's in the middle of it. He's in the Garden of Evil. He sold his soul, and he is a part of the hive mind. And he says, I'm going to be the greatest. In the Golden Cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless, and if you lose, boo-hoo. To me, in a Golden Cathedral kind of refers to Catholicism and how they get down, whatever the case is. To me, honestly, is probably a metaphor, because, that, and a lot of these Satanists, they do their rituals in cathedrals, and a lot of them, depending on where you're at, or maybe it's all of them, I'm not 100%, but a lot of these cathedrals of these Catholicism or Catholic cathedrals have an underground lair, dungeon, whatever you want to call it, where they do all their rituals. Some of them do it right there where the Catholic people go there and congregate and worship God. And then he says, I'll be praying for the faithless, which means since he sold out, he sold his soul, he put his name in blood, he's a part of the hive mind. He has no choice but to root for the same people that he's with, or the same people that he's become, which is the faithless, because all of these people are all hopeless, faithless, just pretty much just don't give a shit, because they know, or they figured out what they've done to become wealthy and famous. All right. And when you become a Satanist or a Freemason, or, a part of this system, this hive mind system, you have no choice but to root for your own team. You can't root for the other team because you're not a part of them no more. You're a part of something bigger. And it goes a little deep as far as you're not allowed to, you can mingle with regular people, but when it comes down to like getting married or, having friends, they don't want you to have friends on the outside. You have to be friends with with everybody on the in crowd. Why? Because eventually the outsiders, so to speak, will influence you to get the hell out and wake you up, for you to realize, like, what the fuck am I doing? And they don't want that, because then you become disloyal, and then they have to kill you or torture you or reprogram you or whatever they do to get you back in line, so to speak. Let's see, what did it say? Oh, and then if you lose, boo-hoo. Pretty much meaning like, boo-hoo, you fucking lost, suck it up, nobody gives a shit. And that's how it is. If you are, you go crazy, you die, you lose all your money, or you lose your fame, nobody cares. Nobody cares about you, because when you go into this industry, you are an object, all right? You're not a human, you're an object, all right? You're a money maker, and you're an entertainer, and that's all you are, and that's all you'll ever be, because those people don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about anything you're doing unless it's making money for them. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be. And You can sit here and argue with me if you want, but I've seen enough to understand what Hollywood is and these upper class wealthy people, so to speak. Wealthy meaning money wealth, not wealthy in your soul or any of that shit. And then the chorus comes in. He goes, "Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Everything's coming up. Aces, aces." Which means to me, it's almost like it's sarcastic because he's saying, "Hey, mom, look, I made it. Look, I made it. I did it. I'm famous. I did it, man. I'm successful." But when you really look at it, his mom doesn't know what's going on. Now, his mom might know what's going on if she agreed to sell her soul and be a part of the system also. But most of the time, the people's parents, sorry, still I feel fine, but I'm not fully not sick. But he's saying, "Hey, look, ma, I made it. Hey, look, ma, I made it. Be proud of me. Your son made it. He finally did it. Yada yada yada." But it's all a joke. It's a joke. And what's sick about it is that your parents that don't know what's going on in Hollywood, or with the wealthy people or the upper class, whatever you want to call it. They don't see what's going on. So, he's saying, "Look, mom, I made it. Like, I did it. Be proud of me. Be proud of me." And a lot of times that love that they show you because they think, "Oh my God, my son's one of the greatest, singers in the world, whatever. It gives you the strength to keep going on. And it's also, it makes you torn between the two because damn well you're not supposed to be doing it. You're not supposed to be doing it, but you did it anyway. And you want to make your parents proud because you want to make money and be wealthy and have all the things that they never had. You're like torn between the two because you don't want to be broke because then they're gonna look at you like, "Oh, well, he failed at life. He's a loser, whatever." And I deal with this shit on a not a daily basis, but throughout my life. And I'm not famous. I'm not wealthy. I'm not nothing. All right, I deal with it all the time because my father and my mom hold me to this standard. That I'm going to be great one day, that I'm going to be successful and I'm going to be wealthy and I'm going to make an influence on this world one way or another. And so when they don't see that happening, they don't directly tell me, they're ashamed of me or whatever the case is, but in the back of their mind, in my heart, I feel like that they look down on me because I'm a loser, and do I think I'm a loser? Yes, a part of me does, because I don't have anything, man. I'm not successful, and I'm not successful in terms of money, wealth, and control and shit like that. I believe that I'm successful and wealthy in knowledge because I know what's going on. I can see what's going on, but they don't understand that because they don't research. My dad is a diehard Christian, and my mom believes in God, but she's just not that religious. But I don't know. It's disgusting because I shouldn't think I'm a loser because of who I am and what I do, but a part of me does, and I can't help it because of how they feel about me or how they perceive my life or what I'm doing. You don't know how guilty it feels to your mom or your dad to say, I really wish, you had some kids, because I'd love to take care of your kids. And, I wish you were married and had your own house and da 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 da, and to me, it just, it messes me up so much in my feelings because that's not success. That has nothing to do with anything. You know, having children and having a wife and the white picket fence, yeah, it's a good thing. It's a cool thing to be, and yeah, you can be happy over it. But in the end, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But there's nights where I felt so depressed because I'm not married, because I don't have kids, because I don't have a family, you know, and my parents aren't getting younger, and it just, I don't know. I don't want to get all emotional and whatnot, but it really, really fucks with me because I feel like a goddamn worthless piece of shit because cause I'm a loser, I don't know how else to say it. And I know deep down that I'm not, but that's that duality or whatever you want to call it of being torn between the two, you know? And I believe that this world was specifically designed to make you feel like that so that once you hit your low, you pretty much say F it and you just go for the gold. You know what I'm saying? And you do whatever it takes to prove that you're worthy of success and fame and whatever the case is, and that you're willing to do anything to get there, but me personally, I haven't hit that rock bottom, and B, I don't think I ever will, because I know what it brings, man. I know what it brings, and I try every day to, not every day, but most of the time, to explain to people, how this world works and what's going on, and what you have to do to be successful, But like I said, I fight it every day because my family indirectly makes me feel like I'm a piece of shit and that I'm worth nothing and that I'll never be worth anything because of who I am and what I believe, and I mean, you can only imagine what that does to somebody's ego, what it does to somebody's heart and mind and emotions, and then it trickles into your physical reality because you feel worthless, and quite honestly, I'm sick of feeling worthless, man. It's crushing. It's fucking crushing. But he says everything's coming up aces, which to me means like, when you're playing cards and you get aces, that's the best card that you can get when you're playing poker. And he says everything keeps coming up aces, which indirectly, or I'm sorry, metaphorically means that what I understand from it, that when you sell your soul and you tell them you want to be famous, rich and famous, wealthy, whatever, they open the doors for you and allow you to be famous. They give you, it's almost like cheating, but you can't tell anybody that you're cheating because you took an oath, you signed your name in blood, you sold your soul, whatever, yada yada yada. And but you keep getting the best cards out of the deck, and that's what I get out of it. What does it say? If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. I said, hey, look, Ma, I made it. And pretty much, when he says, if it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. To me, it sounds like he understands what he's done. He understands that it's not real, but he's so far deep into Hollywood, into this success bullshit, that he doesn't want to be waking up. Like, he wants to stay asleep, because just imagine if you work all your life to become the most successful artist in the world, and boom, you blow up, Boom, everybody knows you worldwide. You make millions and millions of dollars. You're a household name. And then to realize that, oh my God, this is not what it is, what it really is. And so to lose all that is devastating to anybody, no matter what you know. It's still devastating. And but then he ends it with, I said, "Hey, look, Ma, I made it." That to me, after he says, don't wake me," it's pretty much him going back to sleep and going with the narrative of, "Well, I'm successful, Mom, so be proud of me, be proud of me, be proud of me." He says, "Friends are happy for me, or they're honeysuckle phonies," which means that his real friends who don't understand what's going on are happy for him and are proud of him, and it makes him feel good. It makes him feel like he's doing the right thing when he knows he's not doing the right thing. And then he says, or they're honeysuckle phonies, which that means to me that a lot of the people in the industry will act like your friend. They will act like they love you and that they care for you and they want the best for you, but they're all a bunch of liars, because once the money disappears or once the fame disappears, they disappear too, because they don't care. They want to be with you when you're up, but then as soon as you get down, nobody's around to help you, to pick you back up. Then they celebrate my medals, or they want to take my trophies. Yeah, like I said, when you're winning, they celebrate. They celebrate your success. They hold you to a higher standard. They love you. They show that they love you. They care about you. And then it says, or they want to take my trophies, which is other artists or other people in the music industry who are jealous, who don't want you to be successful, are trying to constantly steal your shine, steal your light, or your false light for that matter, and don't want you to be successful. Some are loyal soldiers, while these other thorns are rosy. And if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely. He says some are loyal soldiers, which means some people in the industry are loyal and are good people. They just got caught up in the wrong thing, and they do the minimal to stay afloat. And then he says, while these other thorns are rosy, which to me means, a rose is a beautiful flower, and to the naked eye, it's beautiful. It's represents love and positivity. But if you go to touch it, it has thorns. It's like a double-edged sword, I guess. It's good and bad because it can hurt you too. I don't know if that's a great metaphor or analogy for that, but to me it seems like he's pretty much just saying that that there are good people out there, and they are rooting for me. They do love my success and love who I am, but at the same time, they're backstabbers and they're evil people at the same time, and they just love me because of this success I've equated, or what have you. And it says, and if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely. Which means, if you never know pretty much, if you never know who you can trust, then trust me, you'll be lonely. So pretty much saying, if you go through this world and you don't know who to trust, you'll be lonely because you're by yourself. Nobody wants to be by themselves. Everybody wants to be loved by everybody. But I believe that's the programming that this establishment has put into place to make you feel a certain way. And then it goes back into the chorus. Are you ready for the sequel? Ain't you ready for the latest? In the Garden of Evil, I'm going to be the greatest. In a golden cathedral, I'll be praying for the faithless. And if you lose, boo-hoo. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Blah, 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 blah. And then it goes all the way into like the little, I can't remember what they call it, but whatever. Goes back into the chorus, and then the song ends, To me, this song is showing the industry and what the industry does and what you have to do to be successful. I think his name's Brandon Urie or something like that. The guy who sings this song. I mean, it's a dead giveaway. This song is a dead giveaway. You know, he is openly talking about the industry and what he had to do, and not maybe not in detail, but he's explaining what you have to do. You know how he feels. I mean, he gives it all away in this song, and that's why it's so hard for me to listen to because yeah, it's a catchy song and it sounds like it's a good song, but when you really dig into it, it's not a good song. And that's how they do it. You know, they make it on the surface a great song, a positive song, and a loving song. But then when you dig deep and you understand what's really going on, it's a sick ass song because he's literally telling you what the industry is and what Hollywood is and what it is to be successful and what you have to do to be successful. It's just, I want to make more videos like this because there's a ton of songs that are like this and they give themselves away, and I'm here to expose the shit. And let's see, it says an analysis, which I can't wait to see what this is going to say. What is the meaning of the video? Let's see. I can't wait to see what this is going to say. Why can't I scroll? All right. There we go. I don't know where this came from. Oh, okay. This woman said, I interpreted it as a commentary on the nature of the music industry. Brendan, being portrayed as a puppet throughout the video, suggested that he feels used by the higher-ups in the industry as nothing but a tool to make money. I mean, this is some great shit. All right. The lyrics, especially the second verse, emphasizes how fame makes it difficult to trust anyone because it's hard to distinguish people who are real friends from people who just want to be or want to use the success of others for their own gain. They repeated, "Hey, look, I made it." Shows that even though everything might be falling apart in someone's personal life, as in the video, fame serves as a facade to hide that. That is a perfect analogy of that. And I'm sorry I couldn't interpret it that way. I have a hard time. Like, I got it all here, and I have a hard time getting it out of here the right way. The end of the video was most telling part for me. Brendan finishes his song and takes a bow, only to come back up as a puppet again and to be tossed into a pile of other puppets by a music producer stereotype. The other puppets are artists that stop being useful to those controlling them after they made it. They're unceremoniously discarded in favor of whoever can make money for the industry executives. And Brandon in the video outgrew his usefulness as the song ended and was thrown out as well. Which to me means it doesn't matter how successful you're going to be, in the end, it's going to end some way, and they'll bring you all the way to the top. And boy, when you hit that top, it's a long way down. All right? And it's a depressing, sad, and messed up long way down. You know, look at Michael Jackson. Look at Prince. Look at Ray Charles. Look at Kurt Cobain. You know, Janis Joplin. Jimi Hendrix. Like, all of them. All reached that pinnacle to the top of the mountain and were knocked off. Why? Because once you make it to that top, you feel invincible. You feel like nobody can mess with you, and you feel like you can say whatever you want. And that's what usually happens is they hit that peak, and then they start talking about the shit because they're like, can't nobody touch me. Like, I'm loved everywhere. I'm so successful, and I have so much control over people. Can't nobody mess with me. And then you find out real quick that It's all false. That they'll rip that rug from under you, and you'll fall to the depths of hell, and they'll be laughing all the way until you hit the ground. And it's just it's sick. It's really sick. Let's see what else. Let's see if there's anything else. I'm gonna see if there's any other meaning that they have. I just want to see one of these where they act like it's something else. I believe the song shows how musicians are often slaves of the label. With the dreams of becoming a famous singer, Brendan signs to a record label soon after he gets involved in drugs and alcohol, etc. He improves his way of living later in the video, but as many notice, his puppet was thrown in with the others. I feel as if this shows the record labels pressure you into doing wrong, and once you fix it, you're discarded and the popularity decreases. For the record label no longer sees you of use. And that's the damn truth. I think the song means that after everything has been through, he is proud to say to his mother that, hey, I got through all of this, and look where I am now. He's proud that he can be himself now. And that's, to me, somebody who doesn't know, who doesn't understand what's going on, because there's nothing to be proud about. Based on the music video, which presents Brendan as a puppet rather than himself, although he made it in the music industry like most stars, he ended up being pressured into alcohol and drugs. At the end of the video, he washes his face and turns off the water and throws away his puppet, showing he was no longer controlled by his work and finally got to be himself. And no, that's bullshit, because once you sell your soul, once you sign that name in blood, you're never going to be yourself again. Why? Because you're a hollow, empty person. This says, I think this song is about you want to achieve your dreams and be a super famous person in the media, but you do not know who to trust. You eventually get into a lot of bad stuff like drugs, etc. You didn't want to get involved into all this stuff at the beginning, but it swallowed you and eventually ruined your career. In the video, when he is signing the record label with the fat guy, you can see the strings on him. Clearly, he represents him being controlled. This person has had such an innocent dream, and it turned into a nightmare. And that right there is kind of brushing on it, but it doesn't really go into depth. We all know what Hollywood is. We all know that once you sign that deal, you become a slave. Doesn't matter if you own your own masters or if you own everything in your possession, you're still a slave, because in the end, all they got to do is turn off that switch and you're no longer exist. I mean, it's simple as that. They fucking they run the drugs, they run the alcohol, they run the world. So all it takes is to find out what vice you have and kill you with it. Just like, Mac Miller. Oh, he had a drug problem. So what'd they do? They either fed him bad drugs, or they just set it up to where they gave him deadly dose of drugs and he died. All right, or what I like to think is that they fed it to him. They held him down. They gave him drugs and they made him overdose, so that when the coroner comes and does the whole observation, whatever, and find out what you died of, it shows that that you died of an overdose. He's not alive to be like, no. They did it to me. They drugged me. They forced it down my throat. Whatever. Because he's dead. He's not going to be able to. This is how they kill all their artists. This is how they kill all their celebrities and wealthy people. And people like me, too. Not just wealthy celebrities and shit. I think thus far is a pretty good explanation of this song. I hope you guys understand what I am bringing forth to the table. This right here is more reassurance of what the music industry is made of, what you have to do to become famous, what's going to happen to you once you hit your pinnacle, and what goes on, and then the fight between wanting to be a normal person again, and then the fight of not wanting to lose your success, quote unquote. And that's pretty much it, guys. But if if you guys interpret anything else, or or think that maybe I interpreted wrong, please comment in my section, and let me know what you think. Um, Please like, share, and subscribe if you can. I don't know why I'm starting to say that now. I mean, I guess just because everybody does it. And, a lot of people, even me, when I watch videos, I forget to like certain videos that I do like. But I always remember now, because videos that I do like, I always want to show love and like their videos because they're doing something good. So it's the only way that it's gonna grow and get any bigger, and so that more people can see it. So if you can, like it. If you don't, it's all good. As long as you get the message that I'm trying to bring forth, that's all that matters. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the fame. Like, I don't want any of that. I just want people to understand what's going on in this world, and what you need to do to be famous. There's still so many people who don't believe that you have to do all this shit to become famous, and that all you have to do is work hard and work hard, and then you can be successful. Sorry, it's not how this life works. It'll be never how it works, and it'll always be this nasty system that's in place right now. But peace. I'm out.